Hey, and welcome to Kevin's Coding Bites. Today we're going to talk about features in mobile services, and I'm going through all those features briefly. And if you want to have more information about that and read more about it, I will link the official documentation below in the description, as well I will link a tutorial. So have fun and check out the documentation later. All right, here we are in mobile services, and I clicked on the features menu here to get all the features we can add to our applications. So first we have the mobile app catalog here. And the mobile app catalog stores mobile application artifacts for your beta testing via the app lab, as well as for deployment to external services. But remember, the mobile app catalog um, is only for apps which are built with the mobile cloud build service. So it's not really for native applications. Then we got the mobile app updated. This is like basically just a management service or feature for your capsule and app modular applications. Then we got the mobile client log upload. The mobile client log upload is really interesting because you can use the log upload framework in the iOS as well as in the Android SDKs to automatically or via user interaction upload logs from that client device. And this is super helpful for maintenance of your app or if you have support requests from the user. Then we have mobile client resources. Mobile client resources is a great feature if you want to manage resources that can be accessed from within your app. So that means, for example, and there's going to be a video about that from me. That means, for example, if you have like a machine learning model in your iOS app, and this app is already deployed out there with the users, and you want to retrain the model and switch out the model, you could use the mobile client resources. Or if you have like a consent form, and you can push that down to your app or to all the clients at any time, even after deployment. So this is a super cool feature. The next would be mobile client usage and user feedback. This is for uploading client usage information into mobile services from your client. Then with that feature, you can also take those usage informations and analyze them. And why would you want those usage information? You want them to evaluate them and see what is going on those devices. And you can use that for different application features or even like for subjects unrelated to the app itself. So also super interesting feature if you have an already deployed app out there. Or actually, yeah, if you're right before deploying that app, you can actually add that already to your application and you got it. Now we got mobile cloud build. Mobile cloud build is basically to create customized versions of standard SAP mobile apps, which can be used together with mobile services. So that means SAP Fiori client, SAP Mobile Development Kit client, SAP Asset Manager, SAP Mobile Cards, those things. Not for like fully native SDK apps. I mean, the MDK is native, but I mean the iOS or Android native SDKs. This is not for that. The mobile connectivity. Mobile connectivity, pretty easy to understand. It's your proxy functionality for your mobile apps to access the backend. So every time you add a destination or a backend service to your application of mobile services, you will see this mobile connectivity. So quickly just show you. If we go in here, we should see no app. But if we would create one real quick, let's call it comic sample and let's test app. We say next. By the way, we can add all the features we want from within the application creation flow, which is pretty cool if you choose native application. And then you can, of course, choose the MDK, web application, or hybrid applications. Depending on that, you can choose different features. And you can see, if you choose native application, you automatically have mobile connectivity in there. So let's say finish. And yeah, mobile connectivity shows you, okay, my app is talking to mobile services, and mobile services resolves inside of mobile connectivity where it has to reroute the request. So we get the information we want, or whatever backend transaction we did. So in here, mobile connectivity, right now we don't have a destination, but you could see the destinations here and drill deeper in. Let's go back to features. Mobile network trace. Mobile network trace basically collects network trace information for debugging. For example, here, this is like a log, which is not a network trace, but here you could see also network trace things. So it's super helpful if something's going wrong on the client side and the client cannot retrieve data from the backend or cannot send data, or for somehow something is going wrong there. So you could use mobile network trace to actually see what is happening when he's processing those transactions. Super cool feature. Mobile offline access, one of my favorite features in mobile services, because it allows you to enable really secure offline access to your data on the mobile device. So mobile offline access allows you to do offline synchronization with your client and your backend. So you're on the client, you can define what kind of entities you want to have stored offline, and the iOS SDK will make sure that it's communicating with mobile services correctly to only retrieve those entities and store them on device. Of course, if you fetch like entities you don't want to store offline, it would just go to the backend if it has an internet connection and get those information as well. But mobile offline access is for offline synchronization and making your app offline ready. So important feature. Mobile push notification, we talked about that in the last video. Basically, setting up an APNS server or the Android equivalent and send push notifications to your native client. Mobile sample OData ESPM. You've probably seen that in a lot of tutorials and missions and maybe videos as well. This is the go-to service I'm using, right? Because this is a full-fledged OData service deployed on cloud platform. It's always there, it's always accessible, and super easy to build demos or prototypes against that service, right? We don't have to take care of finding some other service or building our own service or something like that. So if you just want to check out some functionality or just want to try out things or follow my tutorials or other tutorials, this is a good service to take. Lastly, mobile settings exchange. Also super important tool. It's always with a native application. It comes always with a native application. It's there for device registrations. It's there for exchanging general settings between a mobile client and a server. So if you ever generated an app with the assistant, you've seen that you have like all the information in your code for your client to onboard actually. Things like that is in mobile settings exchange. To better show you, we're just going to our test app real quick and just go in here to mobile settings exchange and see what we can do in here. So passcode policy, for example, we can enable or disable our passcode policy. We can change the values here. We can lock or wipe policies if we want to. We can do feature restrictions, right, for different Cordova plugins, capsule plugins, things like that. And we can also enable certain network policies. And yeah, that's mobile settings exchange. Super cool thing to be using. If we're going back into our application here real quick, we can see all the assigned features here. So every feature you're going to assign, you can see here. And how do you assign a feature? It's pretty easy. You go into the features again, and you just simply say, let's use mobile client resources, add to application. It will list all your applications, and you choose your application, say OK. And now it's assigning that feature to our application configuration here. And then we can see that in that list. There you go. We have this mobile client resources. Of course, we have no bundle here, so that doesn't make sense. We have to create a bundle first. So, and yeah, it wants us to upload something. Whatever. You get the idea. And that's basically it. I will link the documentation for mobile services features in the description below. I will also link the tutorial for those features, which goes into the detail a little bit more with some examples. And then I would just encourage you to just try it out. Try out what you can do with those things.